Why do you hate him? Why do you hate him so much? Why are you...
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you doing? I hope you are doing great. If you are new, my name is Lizzie.
Hey, Trump haters. Come here. This for you. Come here. Now, if you're not a Trump hater, just scroll on. This message is not for you. I have a question. Why do you hate him? Why do you hate him so much? Why are you hell-bent to hate a human being so much? I gotta know. I've never really gotten a real answer from anyone before in all of these 8 long years. So please.
So you can go back to her video and watch the entire thing. She's asking Trump haters to stitch her video and explain to her why we hate Trump. Numerous reasons. One, I hate Trump because I love my country, and you cannot love your country and love Trump at the same time. Trump tried to take my vote away and the votes of everybody in my family away by sending his mob to Capitol Hill to kill his own vice president, the Speaker of the House, and stop the certification of a fairly held election so that he could be installed as a dictator over the will of the people. He used our military as a prop to send them to the southern border before the midterms to fight a non-existent caravan. He started unnecessary trade wars with foreign powers that cost American farmers their livelihoods and cost the American taxpayers billions of dollars to bail out the other farmers. He ignored a global pandemic, causing prices, deaths to go way high, and causing state governors to pay much higher prices for PPE when he stockpiled and hoarded all of the PPE at the federal level. He shared, or at least that's what the accusations are starting to mount up to be, he shared our military secrets with foreign adversaries. He took the word of a former KGB agent and current Russian dictator, Vladimir Putin, over that of our own intelligence agencies. He appointed justices to the Supreme Court that overturned protections for women's bodily autonomy and are rolling back the clock on various rights in this country as we speak. The reasons why I hate Trump are probably too numerous to mention in even a 10-minute video. The question is, why do you love him? Why do you love him so much? He only cares about himself. He doesn't give a fuck about anybody, not even his own family. He's cheated on every fucking wife he's ever had. He's talked ill about his own children, with the exception of Ivanka. He throws anybody that's not loyal to him 100% underneath the bus, even though he praised them when he hired them for his job, or for their jobs. He's out to enrich himself, lower tax rates for the wealthiest among us, and he's fucked over damn near every contractor he's ever worked with in his entire life. Why the fuck do you love him?
Because unlike Donald Trump, I actually love my country. I know it's not perfect, but I believe that America still has a chance to live up to the ideals for which it was founded. I love my fellow Americans and I love this nation. And Donald Trump has always, his entire life, put himself over everybody else. He is willing to burn this country to the ground if it means something being better for himself. Whether it's his blatant racism, the way he handled COVID, the way he's divided this country worse than it's ever been divided before, his inability to accept a fair and free election, everything he has done during his time in public office and long before he was ever the president has always shown Donald Trump only cares about Donald Trump. I believe that even if we're able to do it, it's going to take decades to clean up the mess that Donald Trump has done. I hope that people like you are able to see past him at some point and we can get back to just trying to get this country to the promise that it's yet to reach. And that's what it is. I know no matter what I tell you, you're not ready to hear it yet. But I hope that's a good enough answer for you.
Well, since you asked so nicely, I will explain. It's as simple as that. It is as simple as that. I was the same age as these gentlemen at the time that this happened. I was the same age, 1989. These 5 young men, black and brown, were accused of a crime that it turned out they did not do. But that wasn't enough for the citizens of New York, and one particular citizen, Donald Trump. So what did he do? What did he do? He did that. Bring back the death penalty. Bring back our police. He put this ad in every major New York newspaper at the time. He wanted the death penalty for 5 men who were accused of a crime they did not commit. See that right there? What does that say? Again, this was 1989. I was literally getting ready to go to my senior year of high school. I lived in Missouri, but I had family back east in New Jersey and in New York that saw this. And the fact remains, as of August 30th, 2023, Donald Trump has never apologized for doing that. Never. He was asked on the campaign trail. He was asked at the White House if he denounces what he did and offers an apology to these 5 men. And he never has. I have not liked that man since then. There is nothing else. I don't ever have to hear anything that man supposedly did that is going to change that. Never. He asked for the death penalty for 5 innocent men. The victim in this crime has never apologized to them. Now, there's a part of me that says she doesn't have to. She's never spoken about them. She's never uttered their names. Never. And I get that. She's the victim. But this was a prominent real estate agent, real estate mogul in New York. He went on Larry King and said the shit. He went on news media in New York and said the same thing. And he took that ad out and put it in every major New York newspaper. Which shows you there is no such thing as liberal bias. There is a, if it bleeds, it leads bias. Because the New York fucking newspapers have never apologized either. Not for running the ad, not for the salacious reporting that they did on these 5 innocent men. That's why I hate him. That is exactly why I hate him. There's no secret. I ain't liked him since 1989. And I will never, ever like that motherfucker. So in case you needed to know, because I know a lot of you Trumpers, y'all memories is it's shorter than a goldfish, and I get that. But if you ever needed to know why I will not ever like that motherfucker, I will always hate him, and there's nothing he can do about it.
I'll answer you, but I really would like for you to answer me too. Okay? So I'll answer you first, and then you answer me. Okay? So I have actually met him a few times, been in social situations. I've been to Mar-a-Lago, and at the time, he wasn't president. And I think the last time I saw him is he was actually gonna run. And we were all kind of like laughing about it. Like, oh, there he goes. He's going to try to run for president. He's going to be fired. And lo and behold, this country showed its ass by electing him. and all the things that we have gone through as a country is just a travesty to me. That's like, so it's not even so much about hating Trump. It's about this country showing its ass. And I'm heartbroken that we are in the space we're in. So that's how I feel about that and Trump in general. And like I said, we just all kind of thought he was kind of a joke, kind of a rich, spoiled brat joke. And it's kind of like this sad that somebody who has been born into such privilege, such opportunities to be a decent human being, and he took all of that and shit all over everybody. And unfortunately, there's a lot of you out there drinking that shit. So it just makes me kind of sad for all of us. But yeah, I'd like to ask you, so, why do you love him so much? Has he done anything for you personally? Like, has any of his policies or anything he's done benefited you? Your life, people you love? Is the world a better place today because he was president? Or I'd like to know, why do you love him so much? Because I'm kind of scrolling through your shit and there's nothing all that impressive on there. So humor me.
You are asking, but since you are, here's the truth I'm certain you're not really prepared to hear. Although I don't necessarily hate the man per se, since quite frankly he's just an overrated, ignorant, fake-ass old fart waiting to die soon in prison, angry and alone, I'm gonna go over instead an extensive list of all the things I personally hate by pointing where it all began, with a bigger lie coming from the mouth of his consequently 34,000 other recorded lies. First of all, I despise the fact that the first time you ever noticed him as a potential political figure was when he was knowingly falsely claiming, with zero evidence to his case, that Obama's presidency was illegitimate because, just like you, he couldn't stand seeing a highly educated black man being way more intelligent, loved and admired than none of you could ever dream of. Just to later on, you also decided then to make him your official political response to Obama when he consequently launched his presidential campaign in 2015 with yet another lie. This time about immigrants who come to this country. Because also just like you, he cannot stand seeing them having brown babies once they are on this side of the fence. I thereby deeply despise that from that point on, after having him personally drawn a clear line by which most Americans were then forced to choose a side to stand on, people then started to look at each other only through the lenses of everything only either being pro-Trump or anti-Trump. Secondly, I detest the fact that rather than him becoming your opportunity to self-reflect on your own historical collective ugliness, since his clear and unapologetic nastiness should have been recognized by you as the ultimate manifestation of your own collective full potential, you instead saw him as the mirror in which you got to proudly celebrate together your reflective self-proclaimed supremacy. Thirdly, I abhor the fact that you specifically chose him, in spite of all of his well-known public extensive history of immorality, to be your self-righteous moral mask and mouthpiece to hide behind, while then having the audacity to credit your version of God for his presidency. I really abhor that ever since then you have come to believe that his level of lying, arrogance, selfishness, indecency, and greed are now great human traits and qualities that every American should strive for while pursuing their individual happiness. Fourthly, I really love that when he decided to defend the army of bigots in Charlottesville, that you then also decided to cheer him on. I also love that when he called calling Kaepernick an SOB simply because he was peacefully protesting some of the ongoing injustices of this country, you then applauded him. And I certainly love that during the BLM protest, when he responded by gassing a bunch of fellow citizens just to get a photo up with a Bible upside down, you thought that he was being truly godly. Lastly, I really hate the fact that not even while in the middle of a global pandemic, he tried then to bring the country together. Instead, he ended up costing the lives of hundreds of thousands of Americans, ironically mostly indoctrinated people like you who refuse to wear a mask, while then after losing his election, precisely because of all the shit that I just mentioned, leading you then into our nation's capital to act like a bunch of traitor huelebichos to our constitution in your efforts to try to then overturn his failed election results. In short, the truth is that I don't really hate the man. I just really despise, detest, loathe, abhor, and hate what he represents to you. Stay woke, mi gente.
This question has been answered thousands of times, but I think I'm about to give you the realest answer of all. Stick with me. Now, imagine Trump over the last 7 years was exactly the same, did the same things, had the same history, same past, said the same things, acted the exact same way for the last 7 years. But he ran as a Democrat. Now, why do you hate him? There's your answer.
Oh, God, for all that is holy, I don't know why this video keeps coming across my page, but it annoys me every time. This woman is asking a question with so much air in her chest, going, come and tell me why you don't like him. Here's a question. Why do you love him so much? Why do you worship him so much? Why is it he cannot do anything wrong? Why is it he can break laws and you don't care? Why is it he could say he can abuse women and you don't care? Why is it he can steal money from charities and you don't care? Why is it that he lies to you religiously and you don't care? Why is it that charities that he have run have been shut down and you don't care? Why is it that he says that soldiers are losers when they're dead in the goddamn ground? You don't care. Why is it that his family can grift all through and take your money and you don't care? Why is it that he can keep on asking for money to pay for his legal fees and then even go to a bail bondsman so he doesn't use his own money and you don't care? Little things like, why didn't you care when he rewrote the map for a hurricane that screwed people over a couple of years ago? How about that? Why don't you care that he wants to have sex with his own daughter? You know, so instead of asking us why we hate Trump so much, what you really need to do is look at your soul and your thought process in life and figure out why you idolize such a loser.
Okay, so I know everybody and their grandmother has frickin' stitched this video and told you why they don't like him. And not only did they tell you why they don't like him, they gave you proof of why they don't like him. It's like, yes, he did this. Where's the proof? Right here. Here's the website. Here's the frickin' proof, all the proof you need, and blah, 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 right? Now, instead of me doing that, I'm going to say, if you still like him after so many people have stitched it and commented on it and all that kind of stuff, there's something wrong, okay? There's something wrong. You gotta stop looking at Trump like a freaking love letter. You have to look at him, look at the things he's done without including the words Trump, okay? Look at the things he's done. Pretend he's somebody you don't know, and if people tell you and show you proof of all the things he's done, you're gonna be like, yeah, I don't like him, and then put the word Trump in front of it.
One for a minute, and I'm gonna finally chime in. So why do I hate him so much? Hate is a very strong word, your word, not mine. But I was raised to respect your elders, especially the elders that are in positions of power, correct? Most of us were. I cannot look at my children with my whole chest and say, you need to aspire to be of this level, of this position of power, and be like him. A man that has openly mocked the disabled on national TV, a man that has been well documented to be racist against his BIPOC renters, a guy that has cheated not once, not twice, but thrice on marriages, and he also got caught on a freaking hot mic saying, well, when you're in a position of power, when you're famous, whatever, you can grab the women by the butt. No, I'm not going to raise my children to be at that level. Politics aside, the man's a freaking grease pot. That's why I hate him.
Don't forget to leave your opinion down below what you think. And don't forget to subscribe, turn on notification. Anytime I upload, you will be notified. Stay blessed and Bye-bye.